Hey guys, welcome back to the past. Today is September 28th, 2019. I just filmed a haul. I went to the thrift store and for 10 bucks got myself a pair of pants, and they were having a bag sale, so the rest of the bag got filled up with stuff for Emrys. So got 22 items for her. Anyway, if I remember, because this is going up far in the future, I'll try to post a link, but I probably won't remember, sorry. But if you just search in September, a grocery haul, a clothing haul, which you'll probably end up doing in October. Anyway, so what has been happening is kind of terrifying. I'm going to try not to play with the clothes. I'm trying to try to look at you. I'm going to put this over there, not folding clothes. So basically, I think it was about a week and a half ago now, well, 2 weeks ago, I emailed my agency saying, hey, can you give me an update on what's happening? Just want to know, like, have my documents been sent to Bulgaria yet? And then a few days later, I hadn't heard from them, so I emailed again just saying, hey, documents in Bulgaria yet? And then they replied saying, yeah, documents were legalized in Canada, sent to Bulgaria, translated in Bulgaria, and submitted to Bulgarian Ministry of Justice. I'm like, thanks! And also a little terrified because I thought things would take a lot longer. So in 4 weeks, that was all in 4 weeks. I mailed my stuff, they legalized it, they sent it to Bulgaria, and it was translated in 4 weeks. And the timeline was more like 2 weeks with me mailing it and then legalizing it, then another 3+ weeks before it would be done translating. So like 2 weeks ahead of schedule right now, 2+ weeks, because I don't know when like they actually received it. And so they told me that once I'm actually registered, which could take a week to 3 weeks, they would send me a translated notification of that. So once it's actually done, they will send the letter to, like the registration letter to the lawyers in Bulgaria, who will then translate it and send it to my agency. The thing is, as they are translating and doing everything, I could have a referral. Because it seems like people that are open to what I'm looking for, a child with Down syndrome, get a referral really fast, and sometimes it's in like 2-3 days. So really, I could get my letter saying I'm registered, and them already being processing a referral for me. So I'm kind of terrified because I have 8 weeks until I have money. So I'm going, okay, well, I know from referral to payment is about 4 weeks. So that leaves me 4 weeks of needing things to slow down a little bit. So we're sitting at about a week and a bit now since, like a week and a half since they told me. So I'm only looking at another week, maybe 2 maximum, before I'm actually registered. So I will probably have a match in October, which is crazy. I would like it to slow down a little bit because of finances, but at this point I'm like, whatever, I'll just deal with it. No matter what, I know that my next payment will be due after my October pay, because my October pay is now 4 weeks away. So I know I'm okay for the next payment because I think I'm about 2,000 short, which I can pull 1,000 from one credit card, and I think I can pull 1,000 from another credit card, just to get me to that November pay, and then I'll pay off my credit cards again for travel. But it's just kind of like, whew, that was not, you said that things would take longer, and they didn't take longer. Especially they were saying, oh yeah, like translating will probably take at least 3 weeks because summer, they're busy and not many people working and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I've been submitted to the Ministry of Justice. So I'm officially as far as I was with India, because I was submitted to the Adoption Authority in India, but I was never actually registered with them because my agency lost their license, and therefore the registration was illegal, or not valid. I should say illegal, but it was not valid because they did not have a license at the time that they submitted my registration. So I'm officially as far as I was with India. I could potentially be further because I could potentially have my registration already done right now and just not have that letter saying it. And that's kind of the difference with India and Bulgaria. India is all digital, so like I digitally got confirmation like immediately that I was put in line for registration. Like everything's email and stuff, so everything's fast. Whereas Bulgaria, because things need to be translated and things are kind of paper based, it's a bit slower. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. But yeah, so technically I could be registered right now and not know it. But yeah, I'm as far as I was with India. I'm not as far as I've ever been because with private adoption, I was already like registered and waiting for a referral. So once I'm registered and waiting for a referral, I'll be as far as I've ever been, like the same as ever. And then the moment I get a referral, I'm the closest to motherhood as I've ever been in my life. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. Looking back at what was happening last year this time I was waiting for approval from the government for my home study, and just to be like, we're a year later and I'm not really that much further ahead. It's kind of blah. But everyone keeps promising me Bulgaria is good, Bulgaria is smooth, everything is going to go great. And from my experiences so far with my agency and with the lawyers in Bulgaria and Ministry of Justice, things have been going fast and smooth. And from me seeing other families, whereas with India, by the time I was even like my home study was in the works, things had slowed down in India and there was problems creeping up. So Bulgaria, I haven't seen any of that with families. I've seen the opposite with families where things are happening fast, things are going smoothly. Bulgaria is really, really trying to get children home to their families, getting children that need homes, getting them families, and just really like they're really like helping. Whereas India, I'm not seeing that. The judges are not helpful at all. They're causing problems. And anyway, so yeah. So everyone keeps saying it's going to be fine, and from what I've seen, it's going to be fine, which is why when I went to the thrift store, I did fill my bag with clothing for her. And people at work are starting to talk baby showers, and I'm starting to plan, like, okay, well, if this happens then, timeline stuff, and me and my mom have been talking because they're moving here, and we're talking about, okay, when can you move here to help me with childcare when I go back to work, and it's just kind of more like we are actually starting to get back to talking about the future, whereas after my agency lost their license for India, it was kind of like, okay, I don't feel like this is ever going to happen. And then with fighting with my home study done and all that, and just not being in a good place with not being able to talk to you guys, it just was like, I don't feel like it's ever going to happen, so why bother? Whereas I feel like I'm finally back to a spot where I'm like, okay, this is actually happening. She is actually going to come home. I am actually going to become a mom in the end. So let's start kind of preparing for it a bit. Obviously, I'm not buying big stuff like a car seat. I don't have a crib for her. That stuff will happen between trip 1 and 2. Because trip 1, even though she's not legally mine at the end of trip 1, I signed documents saying I accept her as my child and I want to move ahead with her. And I just don't find there's enough time between court and home. Usually it's only around like 4 weeks. So I don't think that it would be a good idea to try to do so much during that time, because there's going to be other stuff like arranging, I was going to say childcare, puppy care for Taylor, arranging time off work, figuring out all my sub-plans and stuff for work, and just trying to get all that kind of stuff organized. Doctor's appointments for her when she gets home. Packing, like there's so much going on in that time from court to home that I don't want to also be going, okay, I need to get a crib, I need to get this, I need to get that. I'd rather do that between trip 1 and 2. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Also with Bulgaria, like court is like more of a formality than like anything. India, there's been some chaos where judges are postponing court. Whereas Bulgaria, it's like you have your court date. That's your court date. You're not going to have postponement and stuff. It's literally just a formality to be like, yep, here we go. So I'm like looking forward to the Bulgaria process a little bit more than I was the India process when it started to have issues and things started to get delayed. The only thing I don't like is not feeling like I'm in the loop, just because it's like delayed. Like even with my agency, I had to reach out to my agency to ask what was going on, versus like communicating back and forth, which is not anything against them. It's just I need like step by step, like this is exactly what's happening at this point. But stuff like registration, they can't give me that if it's not like there, it's got to go from here to there before it can get to me, kind of thing. And that's the same as when I do get a referral, it has to go from Ministry of Justice gives it to the lawyers in Bulgaria. The lawyers in Bulgaria translate everything. They then send it to my agency, my coordinating agency. My coordinating agency then sends it to the government here. The government here then reviews it and then sends it to my home study agency, and then my home study agency then presents it to me. So things there kind of drive me nuts because it could be, I mean, it will probably happen faster than I'm anticipating, but I just feel like it could be like weeks for all that to happen. I don't feel like it will be, because I think translating will probably take maybe a week, but then for them to send it, maybe a few days to send it to all the people to get things going is just kind of frustrating. But in a way it's good because it causes delays, which financially is better for me. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I need to go write an exam in an hour, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe, because the next update will hopefully be that I'm registered and possibly that I have a referral. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I don't know how long news will take to travel to me. So I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you guys later. Bye, guys.